100 years ago. The year was 1919. The Chicago White Sox were steamrolling through Major League Baseball on their way to the World Series, a series the Sox eventually lost in 9 games to the underdog Cincinnati Reds, thanks in part to a handful of cheats on Chicago's team that would later be labeled the Black Sox. 1919, the president was Woodrow Wilson. Prohibition goes into effect, as women in 1919 were fighting for the right to vote. World War I came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. Babe Ruth was sold by the Boston Red Sox to the New York Yankees for $125,000. Gas was 25 cents a gallon, a loaf of bread cost 7 cents, and a 1-pound juicy steak would run you 26 cents. The great Jackie Robinson and Liberace were both born in 1919, while former President Theodore Roosevelt dies in his sleep that year. Also that year, in the Midwestern United States, in the small town of Collinsville, Illinois, the students were enjoying their 11th year in their new high school on Vandalia Street. That year, head coach John Hawkins led his Collinsville Kahok football team to the gridiron for the first time. The Kahoks, they would go 1-3 that first year in Collinsville, but Collinsville Kahok football, it was born. Now we start 100 years, and it all begins anew in 2019. Now is the time for change and hard work. Now is the time for Collinsville Kahok football. The Kahok way.
Yeah, you know what it is. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Yeah, you know what it is. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yeah, so glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to see it, yes, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good morning, everyone, as we welcome you to Cahokia for some Friday night, Saturday morning football? No, Saturday morning football. We had a rain out yesterday, folks, so we're here on a Saturday morning. And a very good morning it is. Bright, sunshiny, a little bit of a breeze, and a very cool temperature as we get you ready for 100 years of Collinsville Kahok football. And we welcome you to the Kahok Sports Network. My name is Todd Duke. Zach Roseman will be on the camera a little bit later on as we welcome you into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. This weekly special is daisies, a dozen of them inside of a lovely vase, all for $19.95. Give Cullip Jennings a call, 344-0404, or online at cullipjennings.com. 100 years of Collinsville football, and year number 100 begins on this very day. Collinsville comes in being coached by Mike Popovich in his second year. His team went 3-6 under his freshman guidance last year. And the 100th anniversary of Kahok football, yep, we started in 1919. Went 1-3 that first year, and over those years, Collinsville has 314 wins, 520 losses, and 28 ties. Qualified for the playoffs 3 times, all in the last 20 years or so, 1996, 1998, and 2010. So we're looking for bigger and better things as we move forward here. The Comanches of Cahokia are coached by John Clay. He is in his 4th year, 4-5 in his first year, 3-6 in his second year, and 10-2 last year. So 17-13 for John Clay as the head coach of Cahokia. They went 10-2 last year, qualified for the playoffs for the first time since 2009, went all the way to the Class 4A quarterfinals. They beat Mount Zion in the first round 1 game 22-6, and then blanked Carbondale in round 2 33-0, and in that quarterfinal game they were the ones who got blanked by falling to Hillcrest by a score of 27-0. Collinsville graduated 21 players from last year's team. Cahokia graduated 14. We'll dive into those numbers and tell you some of the names as the pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network. We'll take a break, and when we'll come back, we'll talk things over with Collinsville head coach Mike Popovich. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back to the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Instead of Friday night lights, we have Saturday morning sunshine. We got some football for you on a Saturday as your Collinsville Kahawks open up the season on the road at Cahokia. Joining us now on the pregame show is Collinsville head coach Mike Popovich. Coach, your second year at the helm, things running a little smoother for you in year 2?
Yeah, I mean, just there's definitely a difference going in year 2 versus year 1. You know, you've got kids familiar with not just the terminology, but what it is, your expectations as a program and different things like that. So, you know, we kind of picked up right where we left off, and it's been a really productive off-season and preseason so far.
110 kids came out for your program this year. That speaks volumes about, I'm guessing, you and your coaching staff.
I think it speaks volumes about everybody involved. You know, it starts obviously, you know, with the staff, you know, getting the message out to the kids, and but also, you know, our booster club, our athletic director, our administration. I mean, there's just so many things that play a factor in that, and I think that kids are getting excited about football. I think what we've done with the culture, not just in the football program, but the athletic department in general, has been awesome. I mean, you've got groups that are supporting each other, which is just, I don't know if that's always been the case. And as a result of our positive relationship with other sports, we're getting kids out that they normally haven't gotten out. So it's been great, and we're excited.
I saw the video that you guys posted on YouTube with all your guys working out. Man, I'm telling you what, those guys look like they were working hard, and it shows. You can tell by just looking at their bodies that it shows.
Yeah. I mean, we've got, it was funny, we were trying on jerseys the other day, and we've got kids like Jake Holton and Kyler Williams, and they're like, these jerseys are a little bit snugger than last year. I said, yeah, there's a reason for that. They've went ahead and they worked really hard. Like I said, we had a great offseason that was dedicated towards speed, explosiveness, and it's shown, and it's not just in our program. I watched volleyball the other night, and they're jumping out of the gym, they're pounding the ball, and it's just, it speaks volumes about our weight program and what we're able to do during athletic PE. And yeah, I mean, it's been great. We had 190 athletes in the weight room over the summer, and we opened it up for 3 hours on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and volleyball was in there every day, football was in there. I mean, we had a wide variety of sports coming in there. Soccer was in there, and it shows.
All right, so here we are on the cusp of a brand new season. No Southwestern Conference foes this year. A little bit of a different schedule. I know that you're not a traditional Southwestern Conference guy, so it probably doesn't mean much to you as it does to everybody else, but give me your thoughts on not playing in that conference this year.
I think this week 1 game is kind of like a Southwest Conference team. I mean, Cahokia is the real deal. And there's still some Southwest Conference teams on there. I mean, you look at Alton, and I know Granite City's out, but there's another program like that. And you've got a lot of tradition in the schedule this year. I mean, Peoria and Notre Dame, who our guys are in for a little bit of a rude awakening because they're a wing T team, and they don't see that very often just because of the conference that they've played in. But I mean, we're excited about today. We're excited about every day, and I don't think the kids have any idea who we're playing this year. They know the team. They have no idea where they're located, and I think that helps your confidence. When you've got a group, especially seniors that are coming in that have had the last 3 years, and even though we had some success last year, you still, when you're going to play St. Louis, when you're going to play Edwardsville, there is that doubt in your mind about where you're at. And while I think we have the talent to compete with a lot of those schools in the Southwest Conference, it does provide us with a fresh start, and we're hoping to get our feet on the ground.
You mentioned team speed. I noticed right off the bat as soon as you sent me that roster, man, Jamarian Stewart right at the very top. I'm like, oh, wow, there's some speed.
He's fast. It's just different, and it's crazy to think that the second fastest kid in the state of Illinois plays on our team. And with obviously Marcellus being up in Plainfield, and Jay's interesting because last year when we came in, he and I didn't even have a conversation last fall about him playing. It wasn't my goal. My goal was to get him on top of the podium with during athletic PE and for track season, and he bought in, and then all of a sudden in the spring we had him running great late. Excuse me. We had him running late great, and then all of a sudden we started talking in the spring. He's like, I kind of want to play, and I said, well, we'll worry about that when the time comes. I mean, because I didn't want him just like Aaron Moulton and the other kids that we landed from other programs. I didn't want them thinking that we're just using them for our own good. Like, we want them to be better. We want Aaron to be better on the basketball floor. We want Jay to be better on the track. And so our goal was to develop that relationship with them. And then what ends up happening is then all of a sudden they want to be a part of this. And Jay's fast. I mean, Jay's fast. Jade Neighbors is fast. Kyler Williams is fast. Jake Holton's gotten faster. Jawan Ford, another track kid's out. Stevie Green flies. I mean, there are just kids everywhere that run. This is the most speed I've ever had, and that includes the college stops I've been on. I mean, that's how fast this group is. So it's about getting them up to speed with what it is that we do, and we're hoping speed kills in high school football. I mean, it kills.
All right, so what are we looking at? What are we going to see when your Collinsville Cahoks take the field? What kind of team are you going to bring us this year?
I mean, the team speed jumps out at you. I think just a year more experience, maybe more confident. I think that's the big thing that I think as a staff you're concerned about. We talked about that earlier. Just your confidence going into games, and I think that as the year goes on, our group's going to get more confident. You're going to see that positivity. That's kind of what we do. We've had team camaraderie. This group is really close. which is great. And I mean, it's going to be better football than probably anybody's seen here in quite some time. And that's just, it speaks about what the kids have done in the offseason. I'm so proud of them.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Go get them.
Thank you.
As head coach Mike Popovich, your Collinsville Kahok head coach. We'll be back to give you some starting lineups in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Hey, Coach.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Cahoks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Cahoks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network, getting you ready for some Saturday morning football between Collinsville and Cahokia. Cahokia won the coin toss. That was held just about 2 minutes ago. They deferred, so Collinsville will be getting the ball first. And here are your starters for your Collinsville Cahoks. We'll begin on defense. On defensive end, you have two of them, gentlemen Dante Williams and Chris Garcia-Klaus. Defensive tackle is Caden Solon. Offensive linebackers and Jake Holden and Nick Becker. Inside linebackers are Gabe Miller and Aaron Rodriguez. The cornerbacks, Antoine Catchings and Chris Jones. And the safeties, Stephen Green and DJ Poe. At the offensive side of things, on the line, left tackle is Eli Norton. Left guard is Cole Hellman. The center is Gage Trevere. The right guard is Matt Acton. Right tackle is Cody Smith. Wide receivers, you got 3 of them. Travion Swaggart, Jamarian Stewart, and Jake Holton. And then in the backfield, Jaden Neighbors and Kyler Williams. And, of course, Chris Chai, the senior, back in at quarterback for Collinsville this year. We do not have a starting lineup for Cahokia as of yet, so we'll have to play that by ear as we go along here. We mentioned Collinsville graduated 21 from last year's team, most notably Malcolm Burns, Damian Clark, TJ Williams, and Ron Woods, all wide receivers. So that's why we have a bunch of new names in there in the wide receiver core for the Collinsville Kahawks. And, of course, Joe Philpott, one of the defensive captains last year, also graduated. Cahokia, they graduated 14, most notably their quarterback, Malik Shaw, who combined for 36 touchdowns through the ground and the air last year. And he took every single snap they had last year, so we will see who will be at quarterback. We're imagining Chris Bradley, the junior. The only other quarterback on the roster is a sophomore, and Anthony Silas. Shaw, he's going to be a tough guy to replace. We told you about the 36 combined touchdowns, 115 completed passes out of just 180 tries. That's good for almost 64%. He had 20 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and a quarterback rating of 132.6. So that's a load to replace there. Returning starters for Collinsville on the offensive side of things, well, starts with Chris Chai. He is now in his senior season, his 3rd year as a starter for Collinsville. He completed 116 of 203 last year for 1,412 yards, 14 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions last year as well, so a 57% passer rating, not too bad at all. Quarterback rating was at 100, number 3 on the team in the rushing category as well. He rushed for 61 carries, 91 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Jaden Neighbors returns. He'll be in the backfield again. Last year, 154 rushes for 608 yards. That was good for 3.9 yards a carry and 5 touchdowns. So we have some returning starters on both sides of the ball, but most notably on the other side, missing that big quarterback. They do have their big running back coming back in Vincent Perry. He gained 1,201 yards last year and had 5 touchdowns, so they do have a couple of weapons coming back due to the Cahokia Comanches. Both teams have already taken the field, taken their warm-ups, and we are just about ready for some football action. We'll take our final break here on the Culp Jennings Flores pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some football for you next on the Cahoks Sports Network.
Collinsville Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collinsville Jennings Flores has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collinsville Jennings Flores is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collinsville Jennings Flores is there for any life's major moments. Collinsville Jennings Flores, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collinsvillejennings.com.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And once again, welcome back to Cahokia. We are ready for some action here. Cahokia will be in the black uniforms. Numbers on the backs in blue. Helmets are in white. Collinsville all dressed in white. A little bit of purple on there as well as the numbers on their backs. And we are just about ready to go. We have Swaggart, Travion back. That's going to be a low kick. It won't even make it that far. Actually, it'll bounce, and it'll be Swaggart who will pick it up. He'll try to go a little east-west route at the 20-yard line, and he gets taken out a couple of steps after he has the ball. So Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Chris Chai, we mentioned 116 completions last year out of 203 tries. And We'll see what the Collinsville Cahoks want to do right off the bat here. They have Jake Holton lining up as a wide receiver on this side. On the far side, you have Travion Swaggart and Jamarion Stewart. In the backfield, Jaden Neighbors. He flanks Chris Chai on his left-hand side. There's the handoff, and it's going to go instead to Kyler Williams. And Kyler Williams puts on a spin move and then tries the left side, and he is not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage, so Collinsville will lose a couple of yards on that play. Kyler Williams last year, 99 carries, 393 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged 4 yards per carry. Jaden Neighbors, we'll give you some numbers on him in just a moment. We're back in action, and Chris Chai stands in shotgun, empty backfield. He'll go back to pass. He passes to Holton right in front of the line of scrimmage. He finds a seam in the middle, gets the first down and a little bit more, puts on another move, gets up to midfield. He's in Comanche territory, and he's finally taken down at the Cahokia 38-yard line. Big second play from scrimmage there for Collinsville. Jake Holton gains about 55 yards on the play. Make that about 43 yards on the play. And Collinsville back to action. The handoff is going to go right up the middle, and barreling his way up toward the line of scrimmage was Jaden Neighbors, who changed his number from last year's 28 to 5 this year. As Chai goes back to pass, looks deep, throws deep, and overthrows everyone. Feet got tangled up there, Jake Holton and his defender. No call on the play, and there shouldn't have been. And I think Chris Chai would have overthrown that one anyway. So 3rd down and 10. Ball on the Cahokia 39-yard line. Second.
Yeah, it's 3rd down.
And I got to get the extra football off the field first. Chris Chai back in shotgun, and he has Kyler Williams over to his right. The man comes into motion. That is Stewart, and Stewart is going to get taken down in the backfield for a big loss, and that's going to bring up a big 4th down here for Collinsville. First time Jamarion Stewart touches the ball. It's on a handoff, and he gets taken out in the backfield. Cahokia had that sniffed out all the way. Collinsville's going to go for it here on 4th and long. 4th and about 13 to go for a 1st down. Chai in shotgun, barking out some signals, seeing if he can get Cahokia to jump. Now he looks over to the sidelines, and we'll see how they want to play this. They're going to call a timeout. Or are we? Looked like it. Now they're going to... Oh, I think they had... The kicking tee was out on the field. They had to get rid of that, so that wasn't a timeout. All right, so 4th and long once again. Here comes a whole shift, everybody, over to the right-hand side. Empty backfield. Chai in shotgun. It's going to be a false start. Collinsville moved. And that's going to make a 4th and longer situation. Need to get all the way up to the 26-yard line for a 1st down. Right now the line of scrimmage is at the 45. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 21 to go for a 1st down here. All right, so we'll try this once again. Running backs on both sides of Chris Chai. Now there's movement everywhere. That's going to go against Cahokia. And Collinsville will get those 5 yards right back. So back down to a 4th down and 16. The man with the down marker over on the far side does not have the right down, so we're trying to make sure we got things going on here. All right, we'll try this once again. Full backfield. Chai back to pass. Throws over to the left-hand side. He's got Stewart open. Oh, Swaggart all the way down to the 2-yard line. The new guy, Travion Swaggart, the 5'10", 185-pound sophomore, hauls one in, and Collinsville has it 1st and goal. 10:15 left to go here in this 1st quarter. Collinsville is on the march. Big number 99 in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Does Aaron Moulton, and a big guy gets pushed right back. Aaron Moulton coming over from the basketball side of things, 6'7", 296 pounds, so he's gained some weight and added an inch since the last time I saw him. That was at the end of basketball season, so second down and goal now for Collinsville. They'll hand the ball off this time. It'll go to Jaden Neighbors, and Neighbors will barrel his way forward to about the 1-yard line. So Collinsville will have a third and goal from the 1. Aaron Moulton stays in the backfield. Chris Chai hands it off this time to Kyler Williams, and is he in? No signal yet, and it does not look like he got there. So it's going to be fourth down, and it looks like probably a half a yard to go here for Collinsville, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Chai's already shouting out signals. He has Jaden Neighbors right behind him, and he's going to pitch it back to Neighbors. Neighbors tries the right side. He runs into some opposition and falls down right at about the 3-yard line. Flag on the play right at the end of that, so we'll have to see who that's against. Referee over here on the sideline will walk out and talk to the head umpire. And then we'll see what the signal is going to be. There are a total of 3 flags thrown all over the place on that one. And the call is going to be personal foul against Cahokia. So Collinsville will have a fresh new set of downs from the 1-yard line. As the drive continues here for the Cahoks with 9:08 left to play here in this first quarter. Yeah, scoreboard is all the way down at the other end. We have to bend all the way over almost out the window just to see what time is left. All right, so Collinsville, they have the ball inside the 5-yard line. They'll mark it down at about the 2. And Chris Chai in shotgun. He has Aaron Moulton over on his left-hand side. Jaden Neighbors right behind. And a little stoppage, and now we're back ready to go. So Moulton on one side, Williams on the other, and Jaden Neighbors in the back. And now that play's not going to happen either. I don't know if there's a flag. I don't know if anybody's really. So you don't get preseason games, so even the referees don't have time to get a practice game in. So they're a little discombobulated out there right now as they try and figure things out, and it looks like Cahokia is going to call a timeout. Or Collinsville is going to call a timeout. So we thought they were going to use one earlier. They did not. They will use one now. We'll just keep this one right here for right now since we weren't really ready for it. Well, big play of the game so far. 43-yard catch by Holton. And then a big 18-yard grab in the front corner of the end zone by Travion Swaggart. That kept this drive alive, and then it was kept alive by a Cahokia penalty. Collinsville was facing fourth down from their own 3-yard line. Until that. Well, I figured unsportsmanlike conduct. Don't they get? Okay, I guess. I thought they got a personal foul. I thought they got a new set of downs. Yeah, 15-yard personal foul penalty is automatic first down. They still have it at fourth down, but it's first. The guy over there with the stick doesn't know what he's doing, so let's not pay attention to him. It's first down for Collinsville. They'll have 4 cracks at this from the 3-yard line. If my estimation is correct anyway. All right, Chai back in shotgun. Same formation, Moulton and Williams flanking him. And the handoff is going to go in the back, and almost got in there before he was stuffed right at about the 1-yard line. And I guess that was fourth down? I don't know. I'm a little rusty myself. I always thought a personal foul was an automatic first down 15-yard penalty, so I don't know. No, because that was fourth down. If it was on us, we would have given up the ball right there. So Cahokia gets the ball back, but deep in their own territory. And it is going to be Chris Bradley, the junior, who will lead his team out there. He'll take this snap. If he doesn't hand it off, he'll be back in the end zone trying to pass it. He will. He'll toss the ball backwards and do so to Vincent Perry. Perry tries the right side, has some success, and picks up about 8 of what he needed to get. So that'll bring up second down and about 2 to go for a first down here for Cahokia. 8:51 left to play here in this first quarter. Really hard to see these numbers for Cahokia out here. Blue numbers on a black jersey. At any rate, Chris Bradley, the junior, under center once again. He'll go back to pass, and now, he'll toss it back in the back, and Perry goes down instantly. Jake Holton there on the big stop, and that took the sails right out of Cahokia there as they'll go from facing a second and short to a third and long. Third and about 9 to go here for a first down. So Cahokia backed up almost to the shadows of their own goalposts on a second down play. Caleb Gant, wide receiver, lined up over here on this side. Chris Jones providing the coverage for Collinsville. Bradley back to pass. He rolls out instead. He crosses the 10, and Collinsville's got taken out. There's going to be a penalty here. That's going to go against Sean Binford, as he totally just blocked out Chris Garcia Cloud from behind as the latter was coming in to make the tackle. The run of the play was enough for a first down, so it's not like Collinsville can decline this penalty and take the play, but they're going to mark that off, and then it'll be half the distance. Going to mark it down at about the 6-yard line. And it'll be a repeat of third down. See, that's not even right because actually they gained about 3 yards on that play. Should not gain yards on a penalty. I know. That's the way it is in high school football, man. You get marked off from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be third and about 6 to go for a first down here for Cahokia. Bradley under center. Perry is lone setback. The throw is going to go behind the line of scrimmage. Collinsville does a good job, swarms it, and that's going to bring up a big fourth down for Cahokia. Nice job on the defensive side there for Collinsville. In on that tackle, Nick Becker for the Kahawks. And we'll see how Cahokia wants to play this. They do not have a kicker listed on their roster, so we'll see what happens. Of course, it'd help if I could see the number on it. It's the quarterback still, Bradley, lining up like he's going to punt.
Maybe it's like we do it.
All right. Back at the 35-yard line, Collinsville's punt return man. It's high, and it's not even going to make it that far as Stephen Green just watches it go over to the Cahokia bench, and Collinsville will have excellent starting field position here with 6:35 to go. Got to stop the clock in between plays, buddy. And they had a PA system out here yesterday playing music and all that stuff, but it was a portable unit that they were using for the night, and I guess the people that had that out here had something else to do with it today, so they didn't have a national anthem. No lineups announced. Things are moving along kind of quickly. Collinsville, 1st and 10 from the Cahokia 36-yard line. Chris Chai in the backfield by himself. Wide receivers, 3 on the near side, 2 on the far side. There goes the man in motion. That is Jamarian Stewart. Second time he's touched the ball, and he gets whipped around from behind. That could have been a penalty for a face mask there as Jamarian Stewart gains some positive yardage. Gets about 3 on the play, so it's going to bring up a second down and 7. We have yet to see Chai throw to Stewart yet. 2 hands off. One went for a loss. This one goes for 3. Chai in shotgun. Flanked on either side by a running back. Instead, he throws over to this side, and he overthrows his intended receiver. And his intended receiver, I believe, was Dylan Hatchett. Ended up bouncing off of him and going to Colin Eads. Almost went to Colin Eads. Not quite. So 3rd down and 7 here for Collinsville. on the doorstep, their last drive. Made it all the way down to the 1 and could not get it in. Chai in shotgun. Aaron Moulton goes into motion. Pass is going to be in the backfield to Stewart. Stewart tries the left side this time and gets back up to the line of scrimmage. That's the first time they've thrown the ball to Stewart, but it was behind the line of scrimmage, a little dump-off pass. I'd like to see what they can do when they get this kid stretched out down the sideline. That's going to bring up 4th down. Chris Chai. Jake Holton in the backfield. Swaggart lines up over on the far side along with Kyler Williams as a wide receiver. 2 more come over to this side. One of those, Jamarian Stewart. 1 lone running back in the backfield. Here's the snap. Chai, back to pass. He's getting pressured. Dumps it off in the flat. Jake Holton, he gets through a couple of tacklers, but then no more room. And Cahokia is going to get the ball back at their own 31-yard line. So Collinsville only managed 5 yards of offense on that particular drive. Stops the clock with 5:09 left to play here in this first quarter. And right now, neither team can get any much traction on offense. Collinsville moved the ball very well, but when they got down into the red zone, they stopped moving the ball very well. So the Cahokia offense back out there. And Chris Bradley, the junior, in shotgun. He has Vincent Perry standing over his left shoulder. 2 wide receivers on either side of this formation for the Comanches. 1st and 10 for Cahokia. There's the snap. Back to pass is Bradley. He does so, and a little curl route right in front of the Collinsville bench will net about 8 yards. Tackle made there by Nick Becker for Collinsville as the pass was completed to Steve McCall, the junior wide receiver for Cahokia. Bradley in shotgun once again on a 2nd down and 2 play here for Cahokia. There's the snap. Bradley back to pass again. Has all kinds of time. Looks, throws, completes the ball. 1st down for Cahokia, right toward midfield and right over there at the end of the Collinsville bench. So Cahokia gets their first down of this game as they look to move into Collinsville territory for the first time. 4:20 left to play here in this opening quarter. No score between Collinsville and Cahokia. Bradley in shotgun. High snap. He hands the ball off to Perry. Perry goes right up the middle and gains about 3 yards on the play before he is finally taken down by Jake Holton. Jake Holton is the only returning starter from last year who will play on both sides of the ball, except for Aaron Moulton, maybe. That's Collinsville's version of the refrigerator Perry of the old Chicago Bears. 2nd down and about 5 to go. Snap goes over his head, and down on the ground goes Bradley, and that is going to put them back 1 yard beyond the original line of scrimmage, so a loss of about 6 on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd down and about 11. Caleb Gant, the wide receiver, brings the play in from the sideline for Cahokia. Coming up on 3:15 to go here in this first quarter. Bradley in shotgun once again. Vincent Perry, the lone setback. Here's the snap. It's another bad one, but somehow Bradley one-hands that ball. He's got to get himself out of trouble, and he's not going to. He's going to go down at the Cahokia 40-yard line just when the Comanches were sniffing enemy territory. That enemy kept them away. Nice job by the Collinsville defense. It's a 4th and forever here for Cahokia. And surely they'll punt the ball away this time as the clock continues to run down. Last year, Collinsville lost to Cahokia on the home field, 54-22, and Cahokia piled up a bunch of points before we even reached halftime. So a little victory already here in the fact that we have a scoreless game with about 2.5 to go in this first quarter. Stephen Green back deep again for Collinsville. Bradley punts. This time it's going to go right to Green. He backs up, catches the ball at his own 20-yard line. Tries that left side, and one man back there did a nice job on the open field tackle for Cahokia. So Collinsville will start in their own territory. I don't think that Delvondre Jenkins made that tackle. He comes up limping a little bit. Joe McCoy actually was the one who made that tackle. I believe that was Bradley, wasn't it? 11. Here's Chris Chai handing the ball off, and that one is going to go nowhere as they shove back Jaden Neighbors for a 3-yard loss. 2-yard loss. Second down and 12 for Collinsville from their own 25. Chris Chai in shotgun. Passes down the middle, but he threw that ball a little too soon as he was being pressured, and Travion Swaggart turned around as the ball was whizzing by his helmet. So quickly, third down and long here for Collinsville. 1:23 says the clock. Shift over to the right-hand side. Empty backfield. Aaron Moulton lines up as a tight end. Chris Chai rolls out, then looks the other direction, throws it, and just off of the fingertips of Travion Swaggart, and that's going to bring up fourth down, and Collinsville is going to have to punt this time unless we get a flag. Nope. Well, Cahokia is sending no one deep right now, thinking Collinsville is going to go for it. They're set up like they are, but, man, that's asking a lot. There's the punt by Chai. Kind of figured that's what they would do. Angled it toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds right at about the last line of scrimmage that Cahokia had. Collinsville's 46-yard line. 1 minute exactly to go here in this first quarter. And Cahokia will line up for their third series. One first down. They got that in their last series, but then went backwards thanks to a stout Collinsville stand-up. Under center this time, it is Chris Bradley. Perry, the lone man in the backfield, as Bradley runs into him, goes back to pass, completes his pass right at midfield. It's caught by Steve McCall. He breaks out of a tackle and then breaks out a run all the way up to the Collinsville 30-yard line. Big first down there for Cahokia. First and 10 for the Comanches from the Collinsville 30-yard line. Bradley under center. Perry gets the handoff, tries up the middle, and he is immediately swarmed by Collinsville's Dante Williams, the big senior defensive end, 6'5", 215 pounds. He smelled that right away. Probably enough time to get one more playoff here before the end of the quarter. We are down to 20 seconds. No play clock on the field, so we don't have control over checking that out. Bradley under center once again. Back to passes Bradley. He has all kinds of time. He looks down the middle. He throws down the middle, and he has got a touchdown and a flag on the play as well. Coverage was provided there by DJ Poe for Collinsville, and I believe he got a little pass interference before that touchdown was caught as well. Touchdown, by the way, caught by Steve McCall. And that one is going to count, and the Comanches will hit the board right as the clock hit zeros. At the end of the first quarter, we'll have the extra point, and then we will have the end of the quarter. Extra point try, or 2 points maybe, I'm not sure. They're going to bring out a kicker. Looks like Amari Lee is going to be the kicker on this extra point try. Up and no good. And that is the way the first quarter is going to come to a close, with the Cahokia Comanches up on your Collinsville Kahawks by a score of 6-0.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danloadloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Cahoks.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshighbid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
And we welcome you back to Cahokia. Steve McCall hauls in a 20-yard touchdown pass. Cahokia misses the extra point, but the Comanches lead by a score of 6-0. As we get ready for the ensuing kickoff. 3 deep here for Collinsville. Swaggart is the one right down the middle. Green over on the far side. As the kick comes right to Swaggart. He takes it right up the middle. Has some room. Gets out of one tackle. Spins and then runs right into another one. But nevertheless, a nice run back there for Travion Swaggart. Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Just underway in the second quarter. Cahoks with good starting field position. Collinsville moved the ball very well in their first go-around and could not do anything with it their second possession. We'll hope the third time is the charm here. Chris Chai is in shotgun. He has a host of options in the backfield along with him. Here's the handoff. It's going to go right up the middle, and it's going to go backwards again. And tell you what, Jaden Neighbors ran into a wall, and that wall pushed back. Should have gave him forward progress. Man, you can't. He got forward progress and then got thrown back. It's not where it ended. It's where it began. And I don't know. 2nd and long. Chai back to pass. He looks deep. He throws. He's got Stewart, but it looks like we got flags. Did we? I thought I heard whistles. Yeah. False start against Collinsville. That play never happened. Got to stop the bleeding here, folks. I went from moving the ball very well to kind of shooting ourselves in the foot now. It's going to be 2nd and a good city block here. Got to get to the Cahokia 47-yard line. Right now, the ball is sitting on the 32, so you do the math. Here's the snap. Chai goes back to pass. Looks over to his right, throws to his right, back up to the original line of scrimmage. Nice catch there by Jake Holton. But it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 11 to go for a 1st down here. Chai. Split backs behind him. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Near side here is Travion Swaggart. Williams, Neighbors. In the backfield, Chai back to pass, immediately throws to Swaggart, and he can't hold on to the ball. Hit him in the hand, and if he would have had more time before Duran Douglas got there and hit him from behind, he might have had a chance to haul that ball in, but that initial bobble cost him. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 11 to go here for Collinsville. Chai. He's going to punt. He does so. Man goes deep at the 25-yard line and hauls the ball in. That, I believe, is Joe McCoy. And McCoy gets his team pretty decent field position. Kind of the same start that Collinsville had just had on that last drive. So Collinsville, 3 and out on their last 2 drives. asking their defense to step it up again here and hold this Cahokia team back. Chris Bradley back in there at quarterback. He'll move up under center. He'll have Vincent Perry, the lone running back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 set in the slot, 1 over here on the near side as well. 2 slot receiver set. Bradley hands the ball off to Perry. Initial contact in the backfield. Perry gets out of it, tries the left side of the formation, and then gets taken out after about a 3-yard gain, so it'll bring up second down and about 7 to go. 9:40 left to play here in this second quarter. 6-0 in favor of Cahokia. Latarius Conway lines up as a wide receiver in the slot far side. Bradley under center once again. Handoff is going to go to Perry. Perry right up the middle, and he is going to get close to midfield before he is finally brought down. Modest gain of about 4 yards. Going to bring up about 3rd and 3 here for the Comanches.
You said what? No, not yet, but I can see it's reading better on the camera.
Ball right at the Cahokia 49. Steve McCall, who hauled in the touchdown pass, lines up closest to you on this near side sideline. Bradley going back under center after a few plays of shotgun-style formation. In that first quarter, handoff is going to be good enough for a first down, and into Collinsville territory are the Comanches. Stop the clock to move the chains. 8:34 left to play here in this first half. Field's kind of holding up pretty well considering all the rain it took last night. Now back in shotgun is Bradley. High snap. Bradley looks to his left, comes back over to his right, on the run, throws while he's moving, has a man open, all the way down to the 28-yard line. On another reception there by Cahokia, and this time it goes to Latarius Conway, the senior wide receiver for the Comanches. Kahok faithful across the way has got those grandstands over there kind of packed. Nice day to come out and enjoy some football after that deluge we had last night. Here's Bradley, back underneath center. McCall goes into motion, and the handoff is going to go to Perry, and Perry has more success over on the right side, all the way down to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up a second down and about 2 to go here for the Comanches. Collinsville did a nice job on that first series. Cahokia didn't move the ball very well, but as a matter of fact, the first 2 series. But the last 2 series have been a little different. Referee stops the clock, wants to talk things over with Nick Becker for some reason. Maybe Becker's got an equipment problem. At any rate, they're going to escort him off the field, or either that or he's got a potty mouth. I don't know. It would just be speculation on my part. 7:46 left to play here in this second quarter. Referee, the sideline judge, stopped the clock and talked things over with Nick Becker, and then he called one of the assistant coaches out. They had a conversation, and now Becker's headed back over to the sideline. Sideline judge now talking to the main referee about what happened. And I'm guessing this is not an equipment thing. Yeah, I'm guessing something was said that was not like. Now the sideline judge is going to come and talk to John Clay, former Mizzou defensive standout John Clay. Big man still. I wouldn't mess with him. But I don't mess with anyone anyway. I'm kind of small in case those of you out there that actually don't know what I look like. We'll have the Cafe Agape halftime show coming up. We had some games that were played last night, but a lot of them got shifted over to today, so we will see. Clock started. Whatever happened is over. And it is second down and about 3 to go here for Cahokia from Collinsville's 22-yard line. Here's the handoff. It's going to go nowhere. And that one was carried by Anthony Silas. He's also listed as a quarterback. Wasn't sure if we were going to see him out here today or not, but there he is. The sophomore quarterback gets a handoff from the junior quarterback. And then he goes back to the sidelines. No gain on the play, 3rd down and 3. Collinsville needs a couple of big stops here. As you know, that if Cahokia can't get it on this down, they'll try it again. 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation. This time the lone running back is Vincent Perry. Bradley under center, hands the ball off to Perry. Tries the left side, has a little bit of room, and he's going to be close to the first down. They're going to give it to him, so a fresh set of downs coming up here for the Comanches. Clock running down to 6:35. Now they got the PA hooked up. One lone speaker sitting right outside the door. Got to do what you got to do, man. Clock runs. 6.5 to go. First half. Cahokia up 6-0, looking for more. Here is Chris Badley in shotgun. Vincent Perry stands over his right shoulder. 2 wide receivers on the near side, just 1 on the far side. And that one comes into motion. And we'll get the handoff, and that is going to be Silas again, and Silas gets wrapped up in the backfield. Big play there by Dante Williams for Collinsville, and Cahokia will lose some yardage on that play. And a 2nd down and 14 coming up here for Cahokia. Now we stop the clock again. Timeout called by Cahokia. So each team has used a timeout. This time we will step aside, got some commercials to play, got some bills to pay. So we'll take a break and come back in just a moment here on the Kahoks Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Cahokia. 2nd down and about 14 to go here for the Comanches, trying to add on to their 6-point lead. Here is Bradley, rolls out, throws on the run, and had a man open, and it just bounced off of the chest of the intended receiver. Really hard to see these numbers, man. I want to say 13, I'm not sure. Caleb Gant, the wide receiver, yeah, probably was. Called his name a couple of times. From all the way across the field, man, those 3s and 8s look like 0s sometimes. And Gant and Latarius Conway line up as wide receivers on the far side. A 3rd down and long here for Cahokia. Another big opportunity for the Collinsville defense with 5:45 left to play here in this first half. Bradley. Oh, that's batted up in the air and down on the ground, incomplete. Boy, I tell you what, that ball stayed up there for a while. Looked like for a second that big number 78, Thomas Dowell, was going to come in and grab that ball right before it hit the ground, but someone for Collinsville came in there at the last second and knocked it out of his hands. So we go to a big 4th down situation here for Cahokia. Well, their extra point didn't look too well, so I would imagine not. So it looks like they're going to go for it. Bradley's back out there. It is 4th down and 14. Got to get down to the 6-yard line for a first down, does Cahokia. Perry, the lone setback, stands over the right shoulder of Bradley. 2 wide receivers on either side of this formation. Big 4th down play here for Collinsville's defense. Back to pass is Bradley. Has all day, and he's had all day, pretty much all afternoon, until now. He's going to get, is he going to get down? Man, oh man. I tell you what, perseverance there by Gabe Miller and the athletic ability of Bradley, and that was like a one-on-one struggle. I'm going to take you down. No, you're not going to take me down. Finally, Miller prevailed, and Collinsville will get the ball back. 5:28 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville trailing 6-0. Golden opportunity here to get themselves on the board before halftime. Well drawn up game plan could chew up all the time on the clock, and maybe the Kahawks can have a lead. 3 running backs in the backfield, and we're going to have movement. Too many penalties already here for Collinsville. And we've had more of our fair share of false starts already by the Kahawks. Jamarian Stewart, Jaden Neighbors, and Aaron Moulton were all in the backfield for that play. Moulton looks like a giant among midgets out there, man. I tell you what. Stands next to Chris Chai, and Chai almost disappears in his shadow. And Chai, let me tell you what, that kid put in some work this offseason. He is toned. He is muscular. He's ready to go. Same formation. Here's the snap. Handoff is going to go to Jaden Neighbors. He tries up the middle, a little bit off to the right-hand side, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard after that. Well, that'll bring up a 2nd down and about 9. They're going to place it right back to the original line of scrimmage. So, 2nd down for Collinsville. Got what they lost back off of the false start. Chris Chai in shotgun again, drops the ball, picks it up, rolls out to his right-hand side, reverses direction. I think his knee hit the ground back there at the 27-yard line, so they're going to whistle him down there. And it's going to bring up a big 3rd and long here for Collinsville. Just can't get any traction going on offense. After that first series found some success with a nice long pass to Jake Holton and another nice pass to Travion Swaggart. But since then, it's been slow going here for the Collinsville offense. Chai is in shotgun once again. He'll take the ball and he'll try to get out of some trouble. He'll move the ball forward himself, and he'll get back just a couple of yards, and he is down on the ground. Hopefully he is not hurt. And it looks like he is. Chris Chai down on the ground. That is not a good sign. We will step aside. Injury timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. Hopefully good things. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Don't forget to check out the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Toasted Ravioli booth at this year's Italian Fest coming up next month.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
Well, not good news for Chris Chai, folks. He had to have a coach on either side of him help him walk off the field without putting any pressure whatsoever on his right leg. So it looks like Chris Chai is going to be finished for the day. It is 4th down, so a punting situation here for Collinsville, and they're going to bring out Stephen Green to handle the punting opportunity or the punting chores. And we'll have to wait and see who the next quarterback will be here for Collinsville when they come back out onto the field for their next offensive possession. Last year, it was Kyle Moore. Not a bad punt there by Green. Takes a couple of bounces and then runs right into the arms of fumble. Collinsville gets it. Big fumble there by Steve McCall, and the Cahoks will get the ball back. We'll find out here real soon who is going to come out here and lead this attack from the quarterback position. Well, we got one other quarterback listed on this. Yeah, Kerry Martin, number 13. That is who they have listed on the... Man, are you kidding me? Collinsville just called another timeout, though. So that's their second. They have one more left. I believe that the ball is ours. Good. 4:05 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville needing some good fortunes to go their way here. But I do not see a number 13 out there in the quarterback position. Looks like we're going to line up with Jake Holton at quarterback. So Jake Holton is going to come in and take over at quarterback here. Yeah. He stands in shotgun, and he'll hand the ball off, and immediately, that is Kyler Williams, who will get met in the backfield and then pushed all the way back into Collinsville territory. But they're going to say the forward progress ended right at the 47-yard line. And you're Cahokia, man. You're thinking these guys are going to run the ball a lot because they don't have a quarterback. Here's a handoff. This time it's going to go to Jaden Neighbors. Neighbors gets close to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing doing there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 here for Collinsville. We have to hope that Jake knows the playbook well enough to know what plays are being called from the quarterback position. 3:20 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville only trailing 6-0. So the game is there. It can be. But it's going to take an uphill battle here without Chris Chai as your quarterback. Holton in shotgun. Will hand the ball off again to Jaden Neighbors, and Neighbors has nowhere to go. Ball came loose, and Collinsville jumped on top of it, so at least Cahokia will not get the ball back right away, even though they come out in the bottom of the pile with the ball. It'll be 4th down. And back out to punt is Stephen Green. The soccer tournament getting underway here in a few. They haven't gotten underway already? Or is the first game at 11? I think that's what it is. First game at 11. Green kicks this one a little softer than he did the last one, but it takes a nice Collinsville roll and will go all the way back and be touched at the 12-yard line. So Cahokia will have a long way to go. 2 minutes and 11 seconds in which to get there, and a couple of timeouts they can use along the way if they wish. Bad break for the Cahoks. Second quarter of the first game of the year to lose your starting quarterback. We hope it's nothing serious. And again, just speculation on my part that young Mr. Chai won't be back for the rest of this game, but I would like to be proven wrong as long as it's not going to put him in further injury jeopardy. All right, so Cahokia deep in their own territory now. Rolling out is Bradley. He'll throw, and he will complete it to McCall at about the 22-yard line, and they need to get to the 23. Well, okay, they gave him a first down. I don't know. Saw one of the chain guys moving, the other one wasn't, so it'll be a first down for Cahokia. Well, I tell you what, Chris Bradley so far has done a nice job as the replacement for Malik Shaw. I'm sure you'll get no complaints out of the Cahokia faithful right now as Bradley is back in there in shotgun. Perry is his lone running back standing over on the left side of the Cahokia quarterback. Nice one-handed grab on the snap, throws on the run, and throws into the Collinsville bench. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And that'll stop the clock with 2:01 left to play here in this first half. I have the same complaint. Blue numbers on black jerseys don't work very well. White numbers would be great. I'm glad I'm not the only one complaining about that. It just seems like I'm the only one complaining about it because I'm the only one I can hear in my headset. Here is Chris Bradley once again in shotgun, and again he has 2 wide receivers on both sides of the formation. He'll go back to pass. He'll look. He'll throw. He'll have a man wide open. That is Latarius Conway, and Conway puts on a couple of moves and gets about 9 out of the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 here for Cahokia. They're going to give him a first down on that? Man. That was a very generous spot. I thought he had at least a yard to go. All right, 1st and 10. Again, a pass to McCall. This time, he'll break a couple of tackles instead of running out of bounds, and he'll bounce his way across the Collinsville 45-yard line, to the 44. Well, they'll set it right down on the 45, actually. Hurry-up offense placed here by Cahokia. 1:15 left to go, but now Cahokia will use a timeout, so we will go ahead and step aside as well. We'll resume this in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Todd Duke and Zach Roseman back with you from Cahokia High School. Glad that you're with us here on a Saturday. We were supposed to have this game last night, but Mother Nature had other plans. So we moved everything to today, and here we are. And we are 1:16 away from one half of this game being in the books. 6-0 in favor of Cahokia. That was on a first quarter 20-yard touchdown pass from Chris Bradley to Steve McCall. Since then, Collinsville's starting quarterback Chris Chai has been knocked out of the game. And it does look like Kerry Martin is over there warming up his arm as a quarterback, so we might see him on the next offensive series for Collinsville. Meanwhile, Cahokia still on the move. They make a completion, and down to the 30-yard line it goes. That stops the clock momentarily to move the chains. 1:07 left on the clock here in this first half. Cahokia on the move, trying to add to that 6-0 score. Here's Bradley. He'll roll out to his right. He'll look. He'll continue to roll, and he'll throw, but it's a ball that hits the ground before it makes it to McCall. That'll stop the clock on the incomplete pass with 1:02 left to play here in this first half. Second down and 10 for Cahokia. McCall has the only touchdown, has the game's only fumble as well. Collinsville got that fumble on a punt return, but couldn't do anything with it. Second down and 10. McCall lines up on this near side sideline. Perry is the lone setback. Here's the snap. Bradley rolls, throws, and overthrows McCall. That'll bring up third down and 10. Under a minute to go, 58.3 to be exact. Third and 10. Another big opportunity here for Collinsville's defense. Of course, they're going to have to do it twice because you know Cahokia will go for it here if they don't make it on third down. Conway and Nat on the other side. Here's the snap. Bradley continues to roll out to this side. Sidesteps, throws, and the wide receiver wasn't watching where he was going and ran right into one of the Collinsville linebackers. That was Nick Becker, the 5'9 sophomore linebacker. And it will indeed bring up a fourth down. Intended for Gant. Gant started off over there on that far side, so he came on a crossing pattern, and the ball got to him at the same time he ran into Becker. So big fourth down here. Collinsville could get the ball back. They wouldn't have a lot of time to work with, but they could get it back. Chris Bradley in shotgun. Takes the snap. Straight back he falls. Throws it right down the middle and almost picked off. Great defensive play there by Stephen Green. 52 seconds left. See what Collinsville can do here. And we're going to go ahead and see if they are going to trot out Kerry Martin. He was over on the sidelines warming up. Well, it looks like they're still talking to Jake Holton. So Holton's going to go back in and play quarterback. Nope, here comes Martin. All right, I got you. Holton stops over there on that far side, lines up as a wide receiver. So here is Kerry Martin, a 5'10", 143-pound sophomore quarterback. He takes it, hands the ball off to Neighbors, and Neighbors makes it up to the line of scrimmage before he is stopped. And 45 seconds left. Collinsville has one more timeout to stop the clock. So Kerry Martin, baptism by fire here. Yeah, I know. Clock continues to run here. In shotgun, Martin hands the ball off, does so to Williams, and Williams fumbles it and lucky to get back on top of it, and Collinsville would be better off just letting this clock run out. Which that looks like, well, they're going to, I think the ball went out of bounds, didn't it? Player went out of bounds. That stops the clock with 11.2 left, so Collinsville will have one last chance here if they want to let the young sophomore quarterback try to throw one deep. Second down and about 13 to go here for Collinsville. Ball on the 26-yard line. 11.2 seconds to go. Second down and 13, probably the last play of this half for Collinsville. We'll see if they just want to kneel on it and let the clock run out, or if they want to heave-ho it down the field for one last gasp here. I don't really know what we're waiting on. I didn't see a signal for a timeout. Now they're going to start the clock, and then the clock's just going to run out. All right, so that's the way that the first half comes to a close. Cahokia up by a score of 6-0. Time now for the Cafe Agape halftime show, brought to you by our good friends at Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Nachos, burgers, and all kinds of other wonderful sides to choose from. Cafe Agape also offers catering service. And if you would like more information, give Cafe Agape a call today, 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Cafe Agape halftime show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Cahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their third year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium at 1101 Caseyville Road. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network. 6-0 in favor of Cahokia. That's where we stand in this game. That one lone touchdown came in the first quarter. It was a 20-yard touchdown pass for Cahokia from Chris Bradley to Steve McCall, and the missed extra point made it 6-0, and that is where we stand at this point. A couple of finals that came in from last night. Some teams did get some games in. Civic Memorial down Alton Marquette 22-0, while Greenfield blanked Litchfield as well, 37-0. It was Redbud over Pinckneyville by a score of 25-14. And Taylorville, who is on Collinsville's schedule later this year, handled Mount Vernon by a final score of 28-24. Everything else got rained out and scheduled for today. And right now, Chaminade at the Belleville East. That score was, the last we heard, 14-6 in the second quarter. Everything else is getting underway a little bit later. CBC at O'Fallon gets underway at 11:30. Nashville and Carlisle will play at noon. Belleville West is at Riverview Gardens at 1 o'clock. Carlinville is at Roxana at 1 p.m. 2 o'clock has Dupo at Westglen, and then everything else is under the lights. Wood River at Breeze. Mascouta's at Columbia. East St. Louis is at Batavia. Mount Zion's at Highland, and Jerseyville is at Granite City. Those are all games scheduled underneath the lights. That's a look at your Cafe Agape halftime show. We'll have second half action coming up for you here in a few minutes on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And once again, we welcome you back to Cahokia. We are just about ready for the second half of action here. My name is Todd Duke. Zach Roseman on the camera, amongst other things. And we are just about ready for the second half to begin. Collinsville trails 6-0. Collinsville had a pretty good first possession. They marched all the way down to the 1-yard line, but couldn't get in. Cahokia took them their third possession before they marched down the field and did get in on a 20-yard strike to Steve McCall. Missed the extra point. 6-0 is our score. After all that happened, Collinsville's starting quarterback Chris Chai went down with an injury. Looked like he tried to come out here at halftime and see what he could do, and he couldn't put much pressure onto that right leg, so he sat right back down. And it looks as if it's going to be Kerry Martin for the rest of the way. Collinsville's defense playing pretty well, though, only allowing the 6 points. They've had a pretty couple of good third and fourth down stops here in this game to keep it a 6-0 game. So we're going to have to find out what the young sophomore quarterback has in store for us. He's going to have to throw the ball at some point if Collinsville is going to have a chance to come back and win this game. But first, the Comanches will get the ball to start the second half. They deferred after they won the coin toss. Gave Collinsville the ball to start off with. And now Cahokia will get the ball to begin the second half of play. Steve McCall is down deep, as is Caleb Gant. Collinsville will have number 15, Andrew Chai. Chris Chai's younger brother will be handling this kickoff. And he's going to have to get a little help with the hold, I think. The ball won't stay up on the tee. Now they get it to stay. And Andrew Chai, his first kickoff, nice and straight. Takes a bounce at the 20-yard line, and McCall picks it up and runs out to his right-hand side and then gets pushed out of bounds right at the Cahokia bench at about the 35-yard line. So the Cahokia Comanches will start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. We're underway here in the second half of action. Each team with 3 brand new timeouts in which to use. And Cahokia will get the first crack on the offensive side. Just underway, third quarter action. Forget we'll have the Chiropractic Works post-game show coming up after the game. We'll talk things over with assistant coach Zach Bilyeu. Well, we have another half of football to get through, and here is Chris Bradley. Had himself a pretty good first half for a first-year quarterback. He pitches the ball back to Vincent Perry, and Perry gets across the line of scrimmage and picks up about 1 on the play. Perry averaged 5.9 yards a carry last year, and he's probably pretty close to that this year in this first game. 2nd down and 8 to go here for the Comanches. Ball sitting on their own 38-yard line. McCall comes over here on this near side. Slot receiver. Jamarian Darrow. Here's Bradley in shotgun. He'll hand the ball off again to Perry, and Perry will get across the 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line. So a pickup of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 to go. 10:50 left to play here in this third quarter. Collinsville's defense has had a number of third down stops here today, and this is a nice time for another one. 3 wide receivers lined up over to this side now. Under center is going to be Chris Bradley. Vincent Perry, the lone setback. He'll get the pitch. Nope, it's going to be the backup quarterback Silas, and he'll only get across the line of scrimmage and pick up a yard before he's brought down. And that'll bring up 4th down here for the Comanches in their own territory. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and punt. But Chris Bradley handles those responsibilities as well. Offensive line changes up with the punting team. And Stephen Green is back deep for Collinsville. He stands not too deep. Now they're going to bring him on up and leave the backfield empty. Bradley's punt goes deep. No one back there to take it, so Cahokia is going to jump on it and stop it wherever it lands. which is going to be at the 24-yard line. So Collinsville's defense holds court, keeps everything at bay, and now the offense will trot back out, and we'll see if we can't get some traction here with Casey Martin at the quarterback position. No. That is, yeah, Jake Holton back at quarterback. All right, 3 wide receivers on the far side, 2 on the near side. No one in the backfield, so either Jake's going to keep it or he's going to throw it, and he's going to keep it. He spins away from one tackler, gets around the right side, and dives out to about the 33-yard line. A nice pickup there of about 8 yards. And Collinsville will have a second down and about 2 to go for first down. And now Casey Martin comes back in. 3 running backs in the backfield along with him. 1 wide receiver on either side, and the handoff is going to go straight up the middle to Jaden Neighbors. And then a little pushing and shoving going on there at the bottom of that pile, and Neighbors picks up a first down. Collinsville's first down in quite a long time since that first possession to get this game going. They got a couple, but none after that, and this is the first down since then. So Collinsville, fresh set of downs in which to work with. Here is Martin. He's going to pitch the ball back. He's going to go to Jaden Neighbors. Neighbors tries the right-hand side and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, if he did at all. Still have yet to see Kerry Martin. I didn't call him Casey. Kerry Martin throw the ball.
Why they haven't given it to number 99 again either? Why they go away from that? They'll be softening up that middle.
Kerry Martin, the quarterback, sophomore, stands in there, and he'll hand the ball off to Javion Stewart, who comes in motion, and those plays have not really worked out well for Mr. Stewart or Collinsville. He gets back up to the line of scrimmage and maybe got back up to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Empty backfield now. Martin may have no other choice than to throw it this time. He goes back to pass. He throws, it's tipped, it's caught by Holton. Holton gets away from one tackler, gets past another. He's in the open, into enemy territory. First down, Collinsville. 23-yard catch and run by Jake Holton has moved the chains once again for Collinsville. And that was a very fortunate play that happened, as the young Martin looked a little scrambled back there throwing his first pass. He'll hand the ball off this time. He'll do so to Kyler Williams, and Williams will bust across the line of scrimmage and pick up about 3 on the play. Tackle on the play by DeMarvion Johnson. Second down and about 7 to go. A handoff is going to go to Neighbors, and he spins away, and then he gets stood up. He'll pick up about a yard on the play before he's brought down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Well, they'll give him 2. We'll call it 3rd down and 5. Well, a long 5. Jamarian Stewart lines up as a wide receiver on the far side. Travion Swaggart on this side. 2 running backs on either side of Martin. He'll hand the ball off to Neighbors, and Neighbors is going to run into trouble right away. Gets taken down in the backfield. That's going to bring up a 4th down for Collinsville, 4th and about 9. Sean Benford there on the tackle. And Collinsville will go for it here on 4th down, as they have 3 running backs in the backfield, including Don Brooks, who's listed as a wide receiver on the roster here for the Cahoks. Back to pass is Martin. He looks right. He throws, and it's over the head, and there's a flag. It comes in. Contact made against Travion Swaggart right there at the very end, and Collinsville will breathe a new life. This one's going to go against Cahokia. And we'll march off the yardage, and that will give Collinsville a first down. So we move the chains. Ball set down at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 here for the Kahawks. Actually, I think the referee's pointing. That's where the foul happened, so you need to march it off from there.
Yeah, that's a spot foul.
Well, he moved it up a little bit. Moved it up to the 26. Got 5 more yards out of that. Here is Martin in shotgun. Has both of his running backs over on his right side. One in front of him, one behind. 2 wide receivers on the near side only. One goes into motion. That is Jamarian Stewart. He takes the handoff, tries to turn on that right side, and runs into trouble and is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Play has not worked today. Either side. We've tried it from both sides now, and it's just not working. 2nd down and about 12 to go here for Collinsville. Chance for him to get this game tied up or maybe even take a lead. This time Holton lines up as a wide receiver on the far side. 2 on this side. Here is a handoff. It is going to go to Kyler Williams, and Williams gets out of a couple of grabs of the arms and picks up some positive yardage. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6 to go for a first down here for Collinsville. Ball on Collinsville's 24-yard line. They need to get it up to the 10, or excuse me, the 15. A couple of nice moves there by Jaden Neighbors, but he couldn't get much more than just a yard, so it's going to bring up 4th and 5. Ball on the 21, need to get it to the 16. Big 4th down play here for Collinsville's offense and the Cahokia defense. And they're going to bring in Aaron Moulton. Moulton on the left-hand side of Martin. And a flag on the play, and we're going to have a false start down here against Swaggart. Yep. Left a little too early, or he lined up on the line, one of the two. Normally the referee on the sideline will tell you you're lined up too far. They're going to, I don't know. Still waiting for the call. I think, no, he just has his hands on his hips. No, it's against Collinsville. No, referee just had his hands on his hips. He's rusting. All right. 4th and 11 now. And now Aaron Moulton will head back to the sideline. And Collinsville will have to throw this one. They have Neighbors and Williams in the backfield. Here's the snap. Martin goes back to pass. Steps up and gets met by a bunch of guys wearing black and blue and trying to turn. Kerry Martin, black and blue themselves. That's going to be a turnover on downs. And with 4:12 left to play here in this 3rd quarter, the Comanches will get the ball back. Looks like we may have to have the defense score some points here today. How about a nice interception return for a touchdown? All right. Chris Bradley back under center. McCall goes in motion. Handoff is going to go to Perry. He's going to go up the middle, and he's going to get about 3 on the play before he's finally stopped. And on the tackle there was Dante Williams for Collinsville. Got about 4, 2nd down and 6. Terrius Conway lines up as a slot receiver over on the far side for the Comanches. McCall still lines up over on this side. The handoff is going to go to Perry. He tries the right side. He's got a couple of blockers in front of him, and he will pick up a first down. He's close to Collinsville territory. Ball will be down at the Comanche 48-yard line. And a first down for Cahokia. They went 3 and out on their first possession of this half. Not the case this go-round. Bradley, ready to go once again. Vincent Perry, a steady diet to him as the Comanches try to burn up clock time and pull out that victory, and that will help. A good 17-yard run there by Vincent Perry deep into Collinsville territory down to the Kahok 35-yard line. Had a flag on the play. We got an ineligible man downfield, I believe. Holding against Cahokia. I don't know what. Referee on the other side did a totally different sign than holding. So that's going to put the Comanches back into their own territory. That's a big play there. Yeah. Going to be a first down and 20 at their own 41-yard line instead of down at the Collinsville 35. Big swing there. Maybe Collinsville can use that to their advantage. In the shotgun now is Bradley. Vincent Perry, the lone setback. He stays back at home to help, and the throw is to McCall. McCall gets it up to midfield and more. Oh, well, they got it back to the 35-yard line anyway, didn't they? Just took one more play and another 20-yard run there. After the catch. So 1st and 10 for Cahokia from the Collinsville 35-yard line. Bradley stays in shotgun. Vincent Perry gets the handoff up the middle, coming around from the right side. Boy, that was a big old head of steam there by Trey Anderson, the 5'11", 173-pound senior linebacker from Collinsville. Man, he came around that corner right off the bat. Made contact with Perry, and Perry was lucky that he got the 2 yards that he did. Bradley brings his team back to the line of scrimmage with 2:20 left to play here in this third quarter. 6-0 in favor of Cahokia. That score came way back in the first quarter. Bradley fakes the handoff, pulls it back, takes it off himself, and he gets absolutely nowhere. And once again, Trey Anderson there with a big play. He's pumped. Back-to-back takedowns by Trey Anderson. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 to go here for Cahokia. 3 wide receivers will line up over on this side. McCall, Silas, and Darrow. Bradley shouts out directions, takes the snap, looks to that side, throws to that side, and throws it just a little bit too short for Anthony Silas. I would think they would go for it as well. They have not brought out their line for the punting formation, so it looks like they will go for it. Another big 4th down here for Collinsville's defense. They've been up to the task almost all day. 2 wide receivers on the far side. That is Latarius Conway and Caleb Gant, excuse me. Perry remains the lone setback. Bradley in shotgun, takes the snap. Back to pass, looks down the middle, throws down the middle, and it's going to be tackled, but it's going to be enough for a 1st down on the tackle by Aaron Rodriguez. As the receiver got up past the 25-yard line, Rodriguez drove him back over the 25-yard line, but forward progress had already been made. 1st down for Cahokia. Fresh set of downs for the Comanches. Ball sitting on Collinsville's 24-yard line. 1:05 left to play here in this third quarter. Perry, once again the lone setback. 2 wide receivers on either side of this formation. Perry stands over to the right side now of Bradley. Bradley back to pass, looks in zone, throws in zone, and flags on the play as we had a couple of our defenders. They kind of ran into each other as they were all going for the ball, but they're going to call that pass interference as the intended wide receiver, Excuse me, that was Sean Binford. Kind of ping-ponged off a couple of Cahoks down there, and it's going to be a pass interference penalty that will net 10 yards and an automatic first down. Well, not automatic, but it was enough to get them the first down, and now it's going to be just outside the 10. We'll put it at the 14. First and 10 from there for Cahokia. Bradley takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Perry, and he'll take it in himself. 13-yard run by Bradley.
Malcolm Etchy. Number 11, Chris Bradley with the scramble for 6. Good luck tonight, Mike.
So, right now, 12-0 in favor of Cahokia, pending this extra point try. They might want to go for 2 since they missed the first one. Bradley stays out there, and looks like they are going to go for 2. Perry lines up in the I formation, deep I formation, all the way back to the 10-yard line. He's going to get a running start and try to jump over, isn't he? Here's the handoff. It goes to Perry, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield initially. Then he breaks the corner as 4 would-be tacklers missed on Vincent Perry, and Perry gets the 2-point conversion to make it 14-0. We'll take a break. We're back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place World Champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
And Mari Lee gets ready to kick things off here for Cahokia. Back deep, Cheravion Swaggart and Jawan Ford for Collinsville. It's a low kick that's going to bounce, and then it's going to stop. And a wise decision there by Nick Becker to just jump on that ball and cradle it before anyone can get there to take it away from him. So Collinsville, not bad starting field position. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. But the problem with the Cahoks today has not been starting field position. It's been ball movement. Struggling to move the ball after that initial series when they got all the way down to the Cahokia 1, but could not get it in. So, Kerry Martin comes back out to quarterback his team. He has Williams on one side, Jaden Neighbors on the other. Here's the snap, back to pass. A pass that is complete to Swaggart. Swaggart catches the ball right at the 35-yard line, so a gain of 2 on the play. And now we got some pushing and shoving going on. So 2nd down and about 8 to go here for Collinsville. Same formation. Here's the snap. This time they're going to the other side, and Sean Binford knocked that ball down, and actually he probably could have caught it and ran all the way into the end zone. There was no one else to stop him from doing that. Young Kerry Martin's going to have to learn to do a couple of pump fakes here. A nice pump fake would have negated that play and would have had a wide open avenue to one of his receivers over there on the far side. 3rd down and 8 to go. And movement up front will give Collinsville another 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 8, it'll be 3rd and 3. 15.8 seconds left to play here in this third quarter. Third down and 3 here for Collinsville from their own 40. Martin gets a new play from the sideline, trots in, has the same running backs flanked on either side of him. And now Collinsville is going to move, and we're going to go right back to where we were. It's like the Cardinals pitchers. Offense will go up there and score 4 runs, and the very next half inning, the Cardinal pitcher will come back out there and give them right back. Cardinals are busy today. 2 games today and 2 games tomorrow. All right. Martin back in shotgun. Looks, throws. It's tipped once again. That's going to bring up 4th down. And that stops the clock on the incomplete pass with 11.9 seconds to go. And looks like Martin is going to head to the sideline. And they're going to give way to the punter, Stephen Green. Joe McCoy back to take this kick. And it's a high kick, and McCoy will just watch it bounce. Thought about picking it up, but then jumped away from it. And the Comanches will start 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. 4.1 seconds to play, so enough for 1 play before we head to the 4th quarter. $14-0 in favor of Cahokia. It is a much different game than the 54-22 beating that Collinsville took last year at home. So, Bradley under center. You're going to see a lot of handoffs from here on out by Cahokia. They will hand the ball off. This time it'll be to McCall on an end around, and McCall has a little bit of running room at the end of the quarter. He'll run out of bounds. Cahokia will have the ball on their own 45-yard line when we come back here in just a second on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online at WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Back at Cahokia, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you. Comanches have the ball 2nd down and 2 from their own 44-yard line. And Chris Bradley under center. This one's going to go to Perry. How much you want to bet? It does. He tries the left side, and that's going to be a 1st down. Fresh set of downs here for the Comanches. Into Collinsville territory from the Comanches 44 to the Cahoks 46. And the Comanches will be in no hurry to break huddle. And they'll try to slow down and chew up all the clock they can, trying to pick up their first victory of this year. Bradley goes back to pass. That's hard to believe. Deep throw down the field, and that one's going to go over everyone's head. I can't even believe they threw it. 1 quarter to go, and you're up by 2 touchdowns. I'd do nothing but run, dude. Run, run, run. And they've had not a bad running game at all today, so. Perry's had some success on the ground, so is McCall. A couple of times that Bradley has kept the ball. He's had success. Matter of fact, one of those runs he turned into a touchdown. In shotgun is Bradley. 2nd down and 10 here for the Comanches. Bradley in shotgun will hand the ball off this time to Vincent Perry. He'll try the left side once again, and once again he'll have some success before he is finally brought down by Dante Williams. And the chains move one more time. Ball on the Collinsville 28-yard line. Perry's having a lot of success on that left edge. And he'll remain the lone setback right off the left-hand shoulder of Chris Bradley. So it looks like the Comanches have found themselves a quarterback. Tough task to take the place of Malik Shaw. Here's a throw and a catch down to the 21-yard line. Caught there by Caleb Gant. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 for Cahokia. Darrow and McCall on the far side. Conway in the slot here on the near side for the Comanches. Back to pass. Wide open on that far side is McCall, but Bradley overthrows him. I'm telling you what, Steve McCall was wide open over there. Jake Holton was closing in at the last moment, but there was plenty of time for McCall to catch that ball before he would have got hit, but Bradley just overthrows him. 3rd down and 4 to go. 9:42 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Same formation, Darrow and McCall on the far side. Gant and Conway here on the near side. Perry is the lone setback, and he will get the handoff. Up the middle it goes. He doesn't get very far before he is finally taken down by Chris Garcia Cloud, the 6'2", 235-pound junior defensive end for Collinsville. That'll bring up 4th and about 1.5 to go. Ball on the 20. Collinsville needs a big stop here to get the ball back. Try to put 7 on the board. Got to get the first 7 up there before you can have a chance to tie. This time Bradley moves back underneath center. Trying to make the Cahoks move, and he did, and that's going to be a 1st down. Offsides against Collinsville. And that'll be a 1st down. They only needed 1.5 yards to go. They got 5 on the penalty. Making sure my box is still green. So, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Cahokia. Bradley under center will hand the ball off to Perry, and Perry up the middle again, and he stopped almost at the line of scrimmage. A host of Cahoks are in on that tackle, including Chase Counton and Gabe Miller. So a gain of about 1.5 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 8. Bradley back in shotgun this time. Back to pass. Immediately he throws, and immediately it's caught And down to the 5-yard line. Nice catch by Jamari Undaro. And it's going to be first and goal, I believe, depending on the spot. No, we're going to be a little bit short of the first down marker, so it's going to be 3rd and 1. Ball at the 6. They got to get down to the 5. So Collinsville still with an opportunity to stop this here. Only been 1 turnover in this game. That was a fumble by Cahokia, but Collinsville obviously couldn't turn it into any points as they still have the goose egg on the board. Here's Bradley under center. Man goes into motion, and the handoff will go to Perry. Perry almost met in the backfield, and then he was met right after the missed tackle by Chase Counton. And then the initial tackle was made by Aaron Rodriguez. Rodriguez, one of the captains this year, along with Jake Holton and Jaden Neighbors for Collinsville. And it's going to be 4th down and 1 here. Got to have a stop here if you want to have a chance to come back and win this game. 7:20 left to play. Time is not on the side of the Cahoks. As Bradley is underneath center once again. They need a yard. I would expect a run right up the middle by Perry here. Nope, except if it's going to be a keeper by Bradley, and he is definitely going to have enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal for the Comanches from their own 4-yard line. And the clock will continue to mock the Collinsville Cahoks. First and goal from the 4. Comanches trying to put a stranglehold on this game. You always know who the injured guy is. He's the lone man in uniform sitting on the bench over there on the far side as everybody else has crept up to where the play is taking place. Chris Chai sitting on the bench all by himself. Here's Bradley. Puts a man in motion once again, and this time he'll hand the ball off to Perry. Perry runs right in to Stephen Green and gets about a yard, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and goal here for the Comanches from about the 2-yard line. 5:55 left to play here in this 4th quarter. And keeper once again by Bradley. No sign, but there's a flag. Now it is called a touchdown, but we'll have to see what the flag is, and that's going to go against Cahokia. This is not going to count. That will back them up to the 6-yard line. I don't think I've ever seen the hand signal on what the call was. What is that? They tried to, I think they tried to push the ball carrier forward. I think that's what they're trying to say. So, still 2nd down, but this time it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Bradley under center once again. Man in motion. Handoff is going to go to Perry. Perry's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Jake Holton in on the tackle, as well as Chris Garcia Cloud. And that'll back the Comanches all the way up to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 10. Nice defensive plays here by Collinsville, but the clock is not in the favor of the Cahoks. Down to 5:20 left to play here in this 4th quarter. We'll see how the Comanches want to play this now. Bradley under center. Perry again the lone setback. And Perry will get the handoff, and he will get taken down at the 10-yard line once again. This time it's Dante Williams who does the defensive footwork here for Collinsville. And it's going to bring up 4th down and goal for the Comanches from their own 10-yard line. This was a 1st and goal from the 2. That is backed up. Now 4th and goal from the 10. Man in motion. The last 5 or 6 times, Amari Lee comes off the field now for Cahokia. So I would imagine we're going to look at a running or a passing play here maybe. Perry, the lone setback, stands over on the right shoulder of Bradley. And Bradley will go back to pass. He'll roll out to his right, throw in the corner of the end zone. And that is a touchdown by Sean Benford. Benford. Yeah, 10-yarder. That makes it, at the moment, 20-0. Looks like we're going to try to kick the extra point this time. And it will be the aforementioned Amari Lee who will take care of that. He missed the first 1-point conversion, got a 2-pointer. This one's blocked, and you cannot bring a blocked extra point back, so just no good. Score remains 20-0, and we'll be back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Back at Cahokia, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you. Wish we had better news, but with 4:09 left to play here in this fourth quarter, Collinsville trailing 20-0. It'll be Amari Lee who will handle the kickoff chores here for Cahokia. Back deep. Travion Swagger, Jawan Ford. And Lee will see if he can get this one in the air. He hasn't had a real good day kicking off, but most high schools have that problem any given Friday or Saturday. That one stays on the ground and skips all the way to Swagger. He'll take it at the 27-yard line, skip his way across the 35-yard line, and then he gets pushed backwards. So Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 35. So Collinsville has not been able to get much going on offensively today. They had a great first drive that got them all the way down to the enemy's 1-yard line, but they could not punch it in. And since then, they have not been able to move the ball that well at all. Here's the snap, and the pass is going to be a little bit too low for Jamarion Stewart from Kerry Martin, who was pressed into duty after Chris Chai went down with an injury late in the second quarter. And since then, number 7 for Collinsville has been sitting on the bench, stewing in his own juices and wallowing in his own thoughts. Martin, that snap on the ground, and luckily for Collinsville that Jaden Neighbors jumped on it before someone wearing the opposing colors could, all the way back to the 25. Go Collinsville, so it's going to be 3rd down and 20. Ball at the 35. Got to get it to the 45, or excuse me, the 25 to the 45. Here comes Jamarian Stewart. Lines up as a wide receiver on this side. One more over on the far side. A very crowded backfield. There's the snap, and Martin back to pass. He's looking for Stewart. Stewart was tugged on, but no call on the play. That was number 1 against number 1. Xavier Mix, I think, got away with a little pass interference there. 3:14 to play here in this one. Collinsville will have to regroup. Hope that Chris Chai can be mended and pressed back into action next week, because Collinsville will return to the friendly confines of Kahok Stadium, and they await the Triad Knights for game number 2. Here's the pass to Holton. Holton catches it right in the middle and works his way up to the 30. So that will be it. Turnover on downs. Comanches will get the ball back. It's hard, isn't it? We got Collinsville, Cahokia, Cahoks, Comanches. It's all a k thing, and you just got to get them all right. .304 left to play. Cahokia will get the ball back, and they'll get the ball back on Collinsville's 30. Well, I don't have a 14. Yeah, I don't have a 14. I don't have a number 14 either. That's who the quarterback is, and even the gentlemen up here in the booth don't know who he is, so we're all in trouble. Handoff goes to Silas, and Silas gets across the line of scrimmage. What? So is Silas the quarterback? Yep. Well, that's number 12 on my roster. Yep. Anthony Silas is the quarterback. So who's number 12? Number 12 is Quentin Jones.
So he's been the backup.
So there we go.
So that's been our backup running back.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Quentin Jones, our backup running back.
So Quentin Jones has been carrying that ball instead of Anthony Silas. So we're going to say that Anthony Silas is now back there at quarterback. He's the only quarterback listed on the roster. I think he's going to go find out for sure. Well, they don't have heights and weights on the Cahokia roster. I'd be able to tell you, because number 12 is the shortest guy out there. Okay. So that's Quentin Jones. All right. I'll take your word for it. Second down and about 7 to go for first down here for Cahokia. Ball on the Kahok 27-yard line. So it is Anthony Silas at quarterback. Somebody in the athletic department is going to have to make some changes to the roster. There is Quentin Jones, who barrels his way forward. And Collinsville will call a timeout. We'll just keep it right here for this one. Collinsville is down to their final 2 timeouts. That was their first one. 2:49. Left on the play clock here, on the game clock. Well, let's look forward and tell you what we got coming up next week. We have more soccer action coming up for you, and that'll be taking place Tuesday. That'll be what I consider to be the home opener. I don't count this tournament going on as being a home opener, but we'll have boys soccer for you on Tuesday versus Belleville West. And then we'll head to the gym on Thursday for some more girls volleyball action against Belleville East. And then we are back at home Friday at Kahok Stadium for a little week number 2 action against the Triad Knights. Silas in shotgun. Takes the snap and will keep it himself. And he's a tall quarterback, man. He kind of lumbers out there with those big, long steps, doesn't he? That's good enough for a first down. Collinsville will take another timeout. And we'll burn through their 3 here in these last few minutes. Stops the clock with 2:43. The chains, however, move. So 1st and 10 here for the Comanches from the Kahok 19-yard line. Cahokia going to take on Civic Memorial next Friday in Bethalto. Holiday weekend means obviously nothing going on Monday. Pretty much, we're going to have 3 games every week. 1 volleyball, 1 soccer, and 1 football. I believe there is, at one point, I have a Saturday soccer game coming up. So we'll have probably 4 games that week. 1st down and 10 for Cahokia. Here's the snap. Silas back to pass. Looks, throws down the middle, and bounces it right in front of the fingertips of Steve McCall. So that stops the clock. Collinsville can hang on to that last timeout for a moment. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Cahokia. Ball on the 19. 2nd down and 10. Clock will start up on the snap. And Silas takes that snap. Goes back to pass. Has all kinds of time. Steps up. He's being chased out of the pocket, and he'll be finally brought down by Gabe Miller inside the 20, and Miller's going to get called for unsportsmanlike conduct for picking up Silas and throwing him down. Gabe Miller, you would think that Gabe, being the senior that he is, would know better than to body slam the quarterback during the tackle. Yep, and he's going to come off, and Coach Popovich is going to talk to him right away. And he'll probably say the same thing. Hey, man, I know you're frustrated, but you can't do that. They still have not assessed the flag, but it is going to be exactly that. Personal foul against Collinsville. And they'll mark off the yardage, and we'll play out the last 2:26 of this game. Down to the 9-yard line it goes. And it'll be 1st and goal from there for the Comanches. Quentin Jones remains the lone setback out there with the backup quarterback Silas. Snap, high, hand off to Jones, and Jones, he barrels his way. Nope, almost got there. Down to the 1. Not the half-a-yard line. Boy, for a small guy, man, Jones keeps those legs moving, man. He'll bring some people with him. So it'll be 2nd down and goal for Cahokia from the 1. This time, Jones on the other side of Silas. And it's going to be Silas that's going to keep it, and Silas is going to get in for a touchdown. One-yard touchdown run for Silas. And at the moment, that makes it 26-0 in favor of Cahokia. They're going to see, practice this extra point try again, or we're going to go for 2. Looks like they're going to kick it. They have Amari Lee back out. Chris Bradley is the holder. They're trying to make their first one of these today, are Cahokia. There's the snap. Kick is on the way, and that one looks like it's going to be no good. Looks like a little bit of wide left. So another missed extra point here for Cahokia. We will take a timeout. Collinsville gets the ball back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Cahokia. 26-0 in favor of the Comanches. 1 touchdown in the first half scored by Cahokia, and 3 more here in this second half. And Collinsville has had no answer offensively. And a much tougher job to do when you lose your starting quarterback midway through the second quarter. So once again, Amari Lee set to kick off. And another skimmer across the ground. This one is going to be picked up by Kyle Kershaw, and Kershaw loses the ball, but I think he got it back. Mix with the tackle. Kyle Kershaw, 5'11", 143-pound junior, gets his first touch of the ball today for Collinsville. And the Kahawks will have 1 minute and 40 seconds in which to work, try to get the first score of the day for Collinsville. They have 1 timeout which to use. And I would imagine at this point we're probably looking at a lot of backups for Cahokia on the defensive side of things as well. So Kerry Martin back in at quarterback. Kyler Williams flanks him on his right. Jaden Neighbors on his left. Cahokia called a timeout. I don't know. Yep, looks like it. So Cahokia burns one of their timeouts when they were just getting ready to come out on defense. Beautiful day. A lot better than last night, that's for sure. A little bit of a breeze blowing. Now we're ready to go back to work. Martin in shotgun. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Kyler Williams, and Williams at the line of scrimmage tried to skirt his way over parallel with the 40-yard line, and while he was doing that, he was taken down, so actually a 1-yard gain. Call it 2nd down and 9 for the Kahawks. They're in the hurry-up mode. Martin stands in shotgun, hands the ball off once again. This time it's going to go to Jaden Neighbors, and Neighbors is going to go nowhere. Martin, under a minute to go. Snap, quick throw. Jake Holton, he's going to get met in the backfield, and nowhere to go. 4th down for Collinsville. 40 seconds to play here in this one. Kahawks have the ball at their own 40. It's 4th down and 11. They're going to have time for one more play. They can't just stand there and let the clock run out, or they'll get a delay of game. Martin has the play from the sidelines. 4th down and 11. Snap. Martin back to pass. Looks down the middle, throws down the middle, but throws it well short of the intended receiver, Jackson Lee. And that incomplete pass will stop the clock with 7.8 seconds to go. Cahokia will get the ball back. They'll kneel down one time, and this game will be in the history books. Would it have been any different if we would have played this game last night? Who knows? You never can tell. I know they were ready to go last night. Then they had to sleep on it. Wake up early, get some breakfast, drive out. 1st and 10 for Cahokia. As I said, they'll kneel on the ball one time, and this game will be over. There's the snap. There's the kneel. And the final seconds tick away from this one, and Collinsville will start the season off at 0-1. Cahokia will start off just like they did last year at 1-0 after handing Collinsville back-to-back losses in back-to-back years. And we transition now into the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Chiropractic Works, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. Visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, located at 410 Regency Center. That's just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call, 343-3602, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinus, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here at Cahokia. Final score 26-0 in favor of the Comanches over the Collinsville Cahoks. Joining us now, assistant coach Zach Abiliu with the Collinsville Cahoks. First of all, Coach, tell us a little bit about Chris Chai's injury. How is he?
I think this is one of those wait-and-see kind of deals. He's going to have to get checked out, something with the knee. He took a pretty hard hit, and I think legs buckled a little bit and got caught in the grass a little bit. So could be a sprain. We're just not sure yet. He stayed here. That's encouraging that he wasn't rushed away. Typically, if the injury's bad enough, you're either on crutches and a brace or you're rushed out of the stadium, and none of those things happen. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I know the knee's hurting. He's a pretty tough kid, so for him to be out, it's something major, at least right at this moment. So we'll have to keep an update on Monday.
And he's not very happy about that.
No,
that boy wanted to play.
He's one I've coached since he was a freshman, and this has been his best offseason. He's become a vocal leader, which we don't have a ton of. He's really leading the way in the weight room. He's been there for practices. He's been picking up kids and driving them, for morning throwing sessions and all that stuff. So this is one of those life lessons deals, because life's not fair, and for it to happen to a kid like him, he's been such a great young man for us this offseason. For it to happen to him, it's time for all of us to learn a little bit about what life's really about.
All right, so let's talk about the game a little bit, man. Right out of the gate, you guys moved the ball very, very well. You got all the way down to the 1 yard line. Couldn't get it in, but then after that, man, offensively, it was a hard road to hole out there, wasn't it?
Well, the game is one up front. None of that's ever changed, even when teams go in spread and running 5 wide receivers and all that. It's one up front, and hats off to Cahokia. They're just stout. That front 5 is pretty unbelievable, which we knew. You see all the clippings all offseason, all that about how good they are, and they really they're going to be good, but you see them in person, and they really jumped off paper. I mean, they dominated us up front. Their defensive line did. The push wasn't there, and then it's hard. It's easy to tell the kids don't worry about it when the air gets sucked out when your quarterback goes down. But he made some beautiful throws. He directs our offense, and when you lose that guy and you ask a sophomore to step in, you're going to have those hiccups. And our energy was down. I'm pretty disappointed the guys that weren't in and how they responded. Our defense killed it today. That's a good offense they're going against. I know they also have some new coaches and running a different offensive coordinator, Coach Geddes now at O'Fallon, but our defense just killed it. We were awful quiet, not cheering our teammates on. So the energy was just down, and it's something we're going to have to fix this week.
Yeah, I was going to say something about the defense, man. You guys had a great first half. You held them to that 6 points, and you had a couple of opportunities when they had third downs and fourth downs. You guys held up, and you stopped them, and you got the ball back. But then the defense kind of, I may get a little tired there toward the end of the game when they started piling on there.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, realistically, obviously, you look at it defensively, we let up 20 points. We're still calling timeouts. They were trying to run the clock out, and by the time we used our third timeout, they saw how gassed we were and they threw it. We don't blame them for that. When there's blood in the water, you got to go for it. You got to be a shark, and they did. And so really, I mean, if you had told us our defense was going to let up 20 points of that team, we'd have been happy. We'd absolutely been happy with that, especially as gassed as they were, because I don't know how many 3-and-outs we had, but the fact that I can't count that high that's a problem. That's something we got to fix. They held us to a lot of 3-and-outs. We had first down was just not a good down for us. We continuously kept moving ourselves back. We weren't getting set. Just miscues. But we knew that offensively. We had a lot of kids that didn't play for us last year. I mean, they weren't even on the field for anyone last year. We have a few of those guys. So, we were hoping the defense would be our strong point, and it definitely is going to be. You could just see those guys are, Jake Holton out there playing both ways, and our DN. I mean, I could name every player on defense. They absolutely killed it. They played a great game. That's a good Cahokia team out there, and they held their own against them for 3.5 quarters.
Another good test for your defense coming up next week, man. Triad, run, and then they'll throw a pass in there, and then they'll run some more.
Yeah, I have my little insider time with them. I know exactly how they work, and they love that run. And they the whole team. The great thing about Triad is they all buy in exactly what's going on. They have a great youth system, and when they get up there, they know that 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is first down. I mean, you ask a kid what that equals, and they say they don't say 12, they say first down, because it's just ingrained in them from the time they start playing till the time they get to the top, and they buy into it. There's never a panic. I thought that's what got us today, is we've been preaching that because we knew Cahokia was going to be good up front, and we just got a little nervous and started trying to bounce some stuff outside. Triad will just continue to pop you, knowing that at some point they're going to break one or they're going to throw a pass. So it's the toughest week to prepare because a lot of teams go spread and not a lot of teams run triple anymore. So it's a whole different ball game. You prepare the whole summer for the first team you face, and then you have a week to prepare for Triad. So, but it's obviously, since I taught there, I grew up in Collinsville, and that was always a good rivalry with other sports because we didn't play them in football. So it's a game we all look forward to because it's a fun. We're 5 minutes away from each other. I mean, it's a fun game, and I'm glad we have them on the schedule.
What do they call that? The triple wing?
The wing tee.
Wing tee.
Good old wing tee, yes, sir.
Wing tee. All right, thanks for the visit, sir. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Zach Bilyeu, one of the assistant head coaches here for Collinsville Cahoks, as they take it today on the chops by a score of 26-0. They'll have to look to rebound next week against Triad. We'll have that game for you, but before we even get there, we will have some boys soccer action for you. That'll be our first game out of the holiday weekend next week. That'll be Tuesday at home versus Belleville West. Then we're back in the Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for some volleyball Thursday night against Belleville East before we stay at home next Friday against Triad. A big thank you to Coach Popovich joining us in the pregame show, Coach Bilyeu in the postgame show, and a big thank you to my man Zach Roseman over here operating the camera all day. My name is Todd Duke, and until Tuesday night, everybody have a fun and safe Labor Day weekend.